Hey everybody, so I have another free action for you today and I want to explain it. I will also mention that this action effectively does one small portion of SKN, our panel for Photoshop. It does one small portion of the tone function when it comes to light shaping. It's really a lot cooler in SKN and it also has all the other options, but we still have something free for you today because we think it's a valuable lesson. I'm going to explain it to you and then I'll show you the action. What we're going to do is we're going to do some light shaping to the subject. In this case, it's a bikini model, but really it can be any person at all. And we're going to do light shaping in a smart way. So let me explain what I mean. You may have other methods that you've been shown or that you came up with to increase highlights and decrease shadows. In other words, contouring, right? Adds a little bit of contrast in the smart way. And man, there are lots of different ways to go about doing it. And it should be image dependent and style dependent. But this is a good start. And like I said, there's a lesson in it. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and put out a curves layer. Now that's how we're going to use to brighten our highlights. We're going to have another curves layer to darken our shadows. But there's some key things. One reason why we're using a curves is because we want to try to minimize the likelihood of blowing out our highlights. In other words, getting pure white pixels. We don't want that. If we use levels, we can get a similar result, but we run the risk of overblowing our pixels. Now, you can do that in curves too. Don't get me wrong. You can make things a mess with curves, but it's a little bit more of a safeguard because you have the curve. So when you pull up for your highlights, we're not really getting any blown out white pixels. Yes, you can overdo it, but as long as we stay within a reasonable range, we protect the maximum pixels from turning white. Now, we're going to change the blend mode to luminosity to minimize color shifting. Okay? See why we're doing that? It's not just, I need to brighten. No, we're brightening with curves intentionally to minimize blowing out pixels so our highlights look natural. And two, we're putting on luminosity blend mode to minimize color shifting, only affecting the luminosity. That's kind of what we want. Now, next up, let's go ahead and just kind of label it. We're going to call it H for highlights. There we go. Now, on the right side of the layer, you can double click, and that's going to open up layer style because we're going to work with the famous blend if. Now, you can play with this to get the range that you want, but we're going to start it at a default, which is also what the free action today does. So, on the left side of the underlying layer, this little bar down here, we're going to hold down Option or Alt, and we're going to split this node immediately, the black node. And we're going to put one half of it on the right, and then we're going to take our left node, and we're going to move it in. You can see the highlight expanding to exactly the range we may want. I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle, call it a day. So let's review that a moment. We're using curves to avoid blowing out pixels into pure white. At least give us a good chance of it, as long as we're not reckless. We put it on luminosity blend mode to ensure we don't have too much color shifting, and then we do a blend if on it. Blend if is basically a luminosity mask the way we're using it, and it keeps us from having to worry about, changing the luminosity mask manually if we want to change the range, which is why blend if is a benefit here. And so what do we have? See, off, on, we can see a beautiful highlight across our skin tone. Now it's across everything at the moment. We'll get there. Okay, but let's do another one to do our shadows. Curves once again, blend mode luminosity. We're going to call it S for shadows. It doesn't matter. Pull this down a reasonable amount. Double click the right side of the layer for our blend if, hold down Alt or Option, split this time the highlight node. And then we put this somewhere around the middle. Something like that. Hit OK. As you can see, we're creating a beautiful shadow. Oh, let's go ahead and show you an example. Let's move it. Thinner shadow. We bring that shadow into the different range, okay, that we want, different luminosity range. And again, by the way, we're using our curves, this time pulling down, to make sure we don't have any pure black pixels in our shadow. Now, as you can see, we have it all working off, on. So the action does this for you, but let's go ahead and go back to our background, go to subject selection. Let that process a quick second. Now it's selected. We're going to group our two layers together. We're going to call it, we'll call it shaping. And then with that selection running, boom, we create a mask. And now we have a mask. Hold down Alt or Option, click it to see it. There it is. And then there's our shaping. Now, initially it might be too strong, but that is what opacity is for. We can change the opacity of the folder itself and change both functions at the same time, opacity, or we can, of course, change the opacity of each one. There's the shadow opacity to 50, back to 100, highlight opacity to 50, back to 100. And we can change the actual curve itself, more intense or less intense, and play around with that. And we can double click the right side and change the blend diff and choose exactly where the range should be. This is pretty classic stuff. You've probably seen videos on this before. If you haven't, well, cool. It's a great method and I hope you use it. But if you have seen other videos, they use similar methods probably. I just wanted to explain every single step to understand why it's doing what it's doing. It's hardly arbitrary. So here it is. NBP Subject Light Shaping Control. It's a free action. Click in the description. You will find that download. Let's go ahead and run it. It takes a quick second because of the subject selection, but then it's instant, and there you go. Default, of course, is a maximum on everything, so it may be too strong for you, and that's fine. But again, don't forget, you can change the opacity of the actual folder to change both at the same time. You can change the opacity of each one individually. You can change the curves individually, and you can change the blend diff for the range. That is the kind of control that I always like. I always prefer, right? And a quick action to set it up to, change your highlights like that. Hey, and change your shadows too. To me, that's power and that's control. Now, some of you might notice, hey, what if I want just the skin tone? Well, that gets a little bit trickier because you have to have a pretty good skin selection. And again, that's where our SKN panel comes in. I'm not trying to sell you SKN though. It's really awesome. But the way it creates skin tone selections is superior. Doing these things manually in Photoshop can be good. But honestly, by the time you do all this setup with a skin tone selection, it's kind of a lot of work. And I would sooner just do something manually with the tools. However, you can definitely use any selection on this folder of any kind. You can modify it right now in any way that you like, of course. So just want to mention that SKN will do that. We'll do an amazing skin tone selection and give you this sort of control in a slightly different way, as well as toning. But this is a great action. There you go. A great action for providing that contouring. And I do recommend, if you use the action or something similar, subtle. Subtle makes a difference. For example, here's 35% opacity on the whole folder. Off, on, off, on, off, on. Subtlety goes a lot further than getting too strong with it, thinking, hey, more is better. Let's go a little exaggerate here just a little bit. More is not necessarily better. That starts looking like she doesn't belong on the background. Yeah, there's no blown out pixels, but it's just too strong. But who knows what your philosophy could be? It could be make the curves very strong and then overall opacity goes down. That could be your philosophy and it could look great. Who knows? Just play around with it. And hopefully what I really, really want from this video is for you guys to learn some techniques and some concepts as well. Oh, actually, before I go real quick, even though we don't have pure black pixels, the hair got really, really dark because of the subject selection. So if you do want to make a change, please don't hesitate. Just come in here with, for example, with a black brush on the folder, and we're going to quickly mask out the hair so the hair is not involved in the shadow. In this case, it's dark hair, so it's the shadow, but it could be light hair and you don't want it involved in the highlight. There we go. Now it's a little bit better. Change the opacity to 50 in this case. And now I've got beautiful shaping, which kind of evokes a better sort of sunny day than I had, even though it was a beautiful morning that day in Hawaii. This is a little bit more shaping and I really like that. So download the action below. Let us know if you have any comments or any other requests.